Tesla stock after hours. This is a live quick update. Current price 327.80. Current amount of shares 200. Average cost is now 344. About $69,000. Exactly, it's 200 times 344. 344. Oh, it's about $69,000 I have in here. Off by 200. Okay. And if we sold this at the new high plus, let's say 20% or 15, let's say 95 right before 400, maybe potentially sell a covered call at 400, where I trim 100 shares there. So let's say plus 15%. Nice little 10 grand plus, um, yeah, 10 grand. That'd be pretty good. 10 grand plus the 3 grand I'm down right now. So 10 plus 3 plus the 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'd be up $18,000. That'd be pretty sweet. And I'd be back in cash, and SPY would hopefully pull back by then, and I can dip into SPY. The cycle repeats. But for now, market is closed. I cannot open another covered call. And guess what? We held this point where I did just kind of short it for a second, right over here when it seemed overextended at 331, right here before it dropped. And that was really just by kind of feeling out. I didn't need an RSI. I just kind of looked at it and with these shitty charts and the short range and long range and lower lows, lower highs and whatnot. Pretty simple. And we made some money. $285, nearly $300. And yes, stock prices are fluctuating, but it's good to make some money on the way down and some money on the way up. So my plan: sell another covered call, make some money off that covered call, hopefully eventually get enough money to where we have enough money to afford a cash secured put on Tesla. And once we can afford a cash secured put, in case the stock goes really down to like 225, I can sell a cash secured put. Let's say right now it's 330. It's about the same. See, so the stock, where the stock is right now at the current price, let's see what a cash secured put will look like. 30 days out, cash secured put, it's 327. I don't want to pay 327.69, right? I'm willing to pay, what's support? Let's see the previous support. I'm willing to pay 380. Okay, or 280. Okay, 280 right here. Well, actually, probably above 280. There's a lot of buyers. Let's say I'm willing to pay 295 a share. So if I'm willing to buy 100 shares at 295 a share with a covered call, or with the opposite of a covered call, with the cash, which is a cash secured put, you will be able to be forced to buy the shares instead of forced to sell it. So this is a cash secured put. Opposite is the opposite of a covered call. You're able to short the stock with a covered call, and you're able to basically buy a call with a cash secured put. So if you're wrong on the cash secured put, you're going to force to buy at 295, but you will get $1,000, $985. And then set it at $10,000 credit for doing this. 72%, 73, or where it is? Jeez, sensitive. Where were we? We were just at 30 days out. We were just at 295. So right here at 295, you're willing to buy at 295. You will make $1,000. So you need what? 295 times 100. You will need for one contract. One contract. I don't have enough money. Why? Because one contract is 295 times 100. 29,500. If you have 29,500, you can buy one of these contracts. Now that you buy one of these contracts, if you did buy this right now, you will make a guaranteed, whatever the premium you got, the credit premium, whatever you want to call it. It's on the cash secured put. It's called credit. Yeah, on cash secured put, it's credit. It's premium on covered calls. Okay, I knew that, but just get confused sometimes when I'm stoned. But I'm still able to make money with stocks. Slightly more emotional, got to be careful, but I'm above that. I'm pretty veteran. I highly don't recommend doing anything when not sober, do with stocks or doing anything with money or anything that is even related to gambling or anything, you know. But if you're a veteran, I mean, hey, to each their own. This is not a, you know, even if it's kind of a finance channel, but not really. Kind of just posting my own stuff. Just I like to share with people for free because I mean it doesn't hurt me. And if I make money and you copy me, what do I care? And if you lose money and you copy me, what do I care? But if you do make money while I make money, I mean, yeah, it's not going to affect me. And I think it's fun to show you guys. And if I ever do build an audience and I make money from this, that'd be pretty cool. And of course, I would find a way to put that back into my community and try to help them even more. Because, you know, more that I get, the more that I can spread, the more that helps people, the more that we grow. Let's see. Honestly, I'm comfortable with going like a month out on Tesla with the cash secured put. And if the stock is at 250, right now it's 330. So 250, you would get, see what says 3600 credit here. You would get potentially $3,000 to $5,000 to do a cash secured put when the stock is down. Can you imagine that? 3 to 5, let's say it's roughly 3 to 5,000. I mean, if you do a slightly riskier one, you can easily make $3,000 to $6,000 with it, which is an entire month of 40 hours a week. People will work at a job, not just 40 hours a week at a job. Oh yeah, I can make that on my job. Yeah, but you're making it on your phone with money, and the downside is buying the shares at a discount. And, you know, at the time, it will be scary. You're going to be like, oh, 250, oh my God, dude, what if it goes to 190? What if we get new high? You know, do I sell out? What do I reposition? No. Is the overall trend still bullish? How's the sentiment? How's the market? How's everything? You know, you got to be, things do change. They can change quick. You know, that's why you want to always DCA. You don't want to be as heavy as I am. I'm definitely not a good role model in certain aspects. In certain aspects, I am. But, you know, with saying that, we can always, you know, just be safe and not do covered calls or options like I just did there for a short-term move, and just hold the shares. And if you hold the shares with no margin, not like I'm doing, I mean, I have a $35,000 margin buffer, but if you hold the shares with no margin and it fluctuates to even zero, and it does come back because Tesla's still coming out with Robotech, maybe Elon gets killed, you know, God forbid. But if that does happen, the stock price would dip insane, but honestly, I think it would still fly eventually. The robo-taxis and the autonomous Optimus robots, the amount of money that's going to produce by 2030, ARK Invest, she's doing that 2600 price target without the robots, without just the robo-taxis. And if you let that sink in for a moment, you will really notice that there's a huge opportunity ahead. She's predicting a roughly 100% gain on average for the next 5 years on Tesla stock, if not more. And we've seen Tesla stock go absolutely nuts. My phone screen is Tesla stock annual reports for the last 10 years. And it's down 18%, 20%, you know, up 50%, 100%, 150%, and then up 700%. And if we're on average up pretty insane, you know, 50% to 700%, and a bad year is, you know, negative 20, negative 50, 20, 15, 10, whatever, lower range, you just got to get lucky a couple times. Am I gambling? Kind of. But I'm gambling on the best horse, the fastest, strongest bull in the race. Wouldn't you? I mean, the real fastest, strongest one is SPY. But SPY's at all-time highs. And I don't have $54,000 in cash to buy 100 shares. Actually, I do have $55,000. If I make a little bit of gain, I will be able to buy 100 shares of VU. That's kind of crazy. 552 and 50. That's crazy. I'm just realizing that. That would be really smart. Well, smart to sell a covered call here, but it's extended, so a cash secured put. If I did a cash secured put, for a month out at a nice little discount at 540. Hey. I mean, that's not great, but $500 in a month? $500? It's $54,000, a shit ton of money. But $500 in a month for doing nothing? And what's the downside? I buy the shares at a discount from where they are now, and then I can sell a covered call against them and get a huge buffer. So this $500 is not just $500; it's potentially a $5 buffer. I'm basically I'm buying the shares at 545 right now. I'm basically buying the shares. They're paying me $5 now to buy it for $5 cheaper in the future. Like they're doing it's some stupid betting shit. Cash secured puts is where's it at? When people are losing time, they lose money from the stock going, taking forever. It's theta. When they lose, when it's taking too long for their call to get to where it is, or to get to the strike, or their put to get down to the strike, we make money on that time as time goes by when you're selling a cash secured put or a covered call. So the wheel strategy is where you want to do it, where you want to put your money basically. But you need a large amount of capital. And to get up to that large amount of capital, I would do as safe as possible in SPY DCA. Always have a large cash reserve for extreme dips like we saw at VOO hit 460 or 455. Look at the chart, 455 on VOO. It's the same thing as SPY, but better in my opinion, slightly cheaper, and same gains, slightly lower fees in certain aspects. And yeah, a lot of people do VOO instead of SPY, but it's basically the same. So let's do the math on that real quick. On one share, on 100 shares, 5,400. Let's be exact, 5,300. 5,300. And we have a cash secured put. We're going to make 400. Let's 1%. I mean, hey, 1%. To make 1%. Okay, so it's basically, you can make a potential 10 to 15% beating the stock market, basically, the 10% gain, 10 to 15%, and be liquid. So instead of making the 10% and not being liquid, just being in, and, okay. And if you are liquid, you have more chances to time the market. It's very hard to time the market, and you don't really want to. Excuse me, but if you use technical analysis, and you will, you might have a tiny edge on the market, and I don't know, I guess, you don't want to, yeah. I mean, this huge dip can happen, and it has many times when I'm fully invested, and it's very dangerous, and, it sucks, but you got some cash on hand, and you didn't fully buy in right here, and you have some money to buy that dip, that's usually what I kind of do, but the ideal is to DCA, double down, and then hopefully you still have a ton of money, and now you have enough to triple and quadruple and even more, even let it, you're able to double down a crazy amount down. Like, let's say you'll be able to buy stocks all the way down to the 165, 170 mark. You can see, the previous support most likely is at 190, 200. An extreme low could be 200, I think, because like 330 minus 40%. Yeah, that would be an extreme low. But we shall see. We are not there yet so far. Just to look at this, keeping the trend, and look at the 3 month. You can put a little trend line here. The way they do it, they're like, oh, trend line, moving average, yeah. Okay, it's above, it's making a line. I get it. Over here, the bottom here, it's diagonal. It's bouncing off a little diagonal line here. If you put a line, and it's just going up. So if it goes down a little bit and still holding kind of roughly this level, this support, above this here, it's holding above 275, 280, 290. It's good. It's bullish, still bullish by every dip, and it has been. So it is still bullish for the short term. And just looking at this, 300, this is very good. signs. 280, 300. Look at the tops of this. The fact that we are over all these and we're still pretty much around this range, very bullish. We're at all-time highs of a couple of years ago before COVID, and hopefully we will. We're hoping to make a large move back to highs to show that this could be more of a support level than a resistance level, but we will see. This is the leverage position. It was up 18-20%. Now it's up 15. Still crazy though. Actually, wait a minute. Can you covered calls on this shit? Cash secured puts? Let me see something here. I know it's leveraged, but Jesus, I can do a $13 cash, like a safe one or something, relatively. $13,000 to make 100 in 9 days. I mean, let's do a month out here. Like, I don't know what these. I don't know what $12 correlates to on the chart, but $11 contracts would be $13K. So 13,000 would make you roughly 5% gain in a month. I don't know. I don't know if that leverage stuff. I wouldn't mess with options on any bullshit like that. You only want to mess with the options on something that you're fully comfortable with holding, long term, in case if it does go bad, which you want to do on SPY or Tesla. I mean, you can do anything you want. This is not no financial channel. That's just my opinion. That's kind of just talking to myself. And for the short term, maybe Tesla goes through a crazy rut in the short term. Maybe we chop down here again, 190 again, and then we, go back to this base 230 resistance, and then we do break above it. And this is what happened here. We went there and we went to 400, new all-time high on the map, which kind of makes sense. And 380 is the previous resistance, so I'd imagine we go to 380 again. 380 is like right here, resistance, 380. See, it's like right there before it falls. So about 375, 360, I guess, 365. So I'd put my covered calls about 370, 365 if you want to be a little riskier. Of course, above your average. But your covered calls, if I really want to do it again, can really do can really make 2K this month. If I wanted to, 1900 right there. That's it. Covered calls. Cash secured puts.